the gangs coming in from Dr. Mundo, especially the cleavers, which does percentage health damage, can really be a huge deterrence against any of the incoming gangs. And the slow from the cleavers, infected cleavers, are gonna be a huge deterrence and an aid, especially when you come to gank a Jax lane pre-6 with his counter-strike, is able to kind of set up that stun for you, and ganking a Gragas lane post-6 is definitely able to set up an easy explosive cast to actually knock the mid laner back.
That's right, and another thing that we didn't really talk about as well, and as we see Tainted Ones just taking out the ward at the same precise moment, is that we have a Corki in the mid lane, gonna be played by Odin this time around, as he lands some poke damage onto Archie. So, you know, this double AD composition, we have seen KLH run that in the past. So, do you think TPA is ready to take this on? And, you know, what is the biggest difference when you have a standard meta, when you have a mage in the mid lane against a double AD composition?
Okay, the double AD composition, from what I understand, benefits from the early game laning phase, as well as the power pushing capabilities post 25-30 minutes or so. I'm not exactly sure the time, but I know that they have a decent pushing power at the start. And if they manages to hit the actually snowball the game in their favor, they will be able to take the lead from there and try to close out the game as soon as possible, because the immense power damage from the 2 AD carries will be advantageous to them in the early stages of the game. However, if Dr. Mundo or Jax becomes too tanky for Corki and Twitch to actually handle their their beefiness and their armor and their resistances, the double AD carry composition kind of falls off.
That's right, and we do see a lane swap coming in from the Azubu Taipei Assassins, which is kind of the wiser thing to do. You know, you don't want to really lane a Jax against a Renekton. And at the same time, we do see Archie taking out one small golem by himself so that he doesn't lose out too much in terms of his experience count. But at the same time, we do see Tainted One going back as well. Sorry, he just stayed in lane, decided not to back off. And I like what KLH is doing actually. They have a lot of wards, a multitude of wards being placed on the map already. And that kind of just counters out Dr. Mundo's early game strength, because for Dr. Mundo, you kind of want to secure 1 or 2 kills earlier in so that you can have your early health items. So when you hit level 6, you can go in with your ultimate and soak up most of the damage in when you try to go for a dive.
Yeah, and it seems that Dinter would want to actually come in and defend Jax's lane and actually give him some... It does ensure that Jax doesn't fall behind in the early game, because a Twitch and Fiddlesticks lane is going to be very scary. And we actually see XXF coming up to defend their top turret as well.
Right, but at the same time, we do see Red Hot Race and Wildlands putting on some good damage onto Archie and sieging up the turret as well. And the thing that TPA has to kind of watch out for is that traditionally when you have a Fiddlestick support is it just adds on to your sieging power, because when you go into the turret range, you can just spear the opposing laner and then just put in more poke damage onto the turret, and just further outputting more damage as well. So that's something that they have to watch out for. Like we see TPA trying to push out this top turret, but at the same time at the bottom turret it has taken quite a significant amount of damage already.
Yeah, and the fear proc from Fiddlesticks itself is gonna kind of deter any oncoming gangs, and it's gonna, and this Twitch and Fiddlesticks 2v1 is gonna be rather safe.
That's right, and we do see actually Dr. Mundo played by Dinter at the side, but a quick Valkyrie just escaped out into safety, and the attempt from Morning and Dinter just goes futile.
Yeah, Morning cannot afford to fall too far behind. We have some action in the top lane with Tainted One taking a huge bunch of damage, XXF going in and dealing a lot of damage to BB.
And that was a good exhaust coming in from here as well. And BB now putting on some damage onto XXF. He definitely wants to back off from there. He can't afford to use his great buff so early on, and giving it to BB, because that's just gonna cause more harm onto Tainted Ones. So right now, 5 minutes in, a rather early and defensive start for both teams. They don't want to go in for anything too risky as of yet.
Yeah, it seems that TPA is content with actually kind of freezing the lane at top, because we can see that Renekton is kind of far back on the CS, whereas KLH wants to actually push the turret, get the early advantage, get the early goal, which is what their composition is made to do. Push turrets, take advantages, take objectives early, and kind of snowball the game from there.
Right, and we do see the discrepancy coming in from the mid laners as well. Morning is sitting at 27 CS, whereas Golden is now on 39 CS, even though he has went back. And it does look like he will be going for an early Shin, which kind of just shows that he wants to spike up his early game power. And now we do see Tainted Ones and XXF still staying true to the top lane. And it does look like XXF just wants to give as much assist as he can to the top lane Tainted Ones.
Yeah, look at the amount of farm that Dinter has already exceeded in response to what XXF has, and it seems that the traveling and the milling through the jungle by Dinter is kind of paying off, because look at the amount of CS difference.
That's right, and it's kind of weird as well, where Renekton usually generally does better than Jax when it comes to this one situation, just because having that coordinate kind of just clears the way. But right now we do see this CS discrepancy between Archie and Tainted Ones, where Archie is sitting on 22 CS and Tainted Ones sitting at 10 CS. So we're not too sure what went wrong there, but now Morning putting on some damage on Golden with that one barrel roll as well, just putting him at about half health. And now Archie is in a bit of trouble. Dinter is not around his area to try to help him defend this one. And now Archie is getting just fit under the turret. And this is what we were talking about, just adding on to that sieging potential that KLH already has.
Yeah, the amount of damage that KLH has been able to put onto the bot lane turret is kind of, is dull in comparison to what TPA has put, because I don't think the top lane turret has suffered a lot of damage at all.
Right, and now BB manning up, going 1v1 against Tainted Ones. Jay is just slowly making his way back into the lane to support BB. But BB is looking to do pretty well himself. He doesn't really need the assistance of Jay just as yet.
Yeah, if you actually notice, the top lane turret has not taken much damage at all, whereas the bottom lane turret is just about to go down. So this one final push from Red Hot Rays and Wildlands should be able to easily take down this turret.
Right, and we do see Morning getting chased on by XF there. And that was actually kind of a bait by Morning. He wanted to go in for Golden, and he is sitting at about 1/8 of his remaining HP. And now Dinter getting caught out of position, getting trapped into the capitalism, and once again Morning getting re-engaged on by Golden right there, and the flash body slam just takes him down for the first blood. What a fabulous awareness coming in from Morning right there.
Questionable play coming from Golden. I mean, he was already so low on health. He had the barrier, he had the flash, but was not able to respond in time to actually use those.
It was a two-time bait as well. The first time when actually Morning went over the wall with the bottle slam onto the brush, and the second time using the flash. It's a great mechanical play overall.
And here we probably will have the bot lane turret going down in favor of the Kuala Lumpur Hunters in a short while. And as I say, there we go. The first turret of the game goes into favor for the Kuala Lumpur Hunters.
And you see Jay and BB making quick response to it as they take out the top turret. So, but before this, it was kind of swinging in KLH's favor, but right now we do see TPA just coming back into control, but KLH looking to answer with something of their own, going for the dragon.
Yeah, and we have some crazy damage being put out by the dragon, and it seems that KLH will kind of put the gold back into contention by taking this dragon. So they're only about 600 gold apart, one turret each, and the first blood going to the hands of the Taipei assassins.
Right, so right now they are just 700 gold apart, so it's not going to be too much of a difference, but as we mentioned earlier, the longer this drags out, the more in favor this will go into TPA's hands. And something we have to point out as well is, Jax is kind of an anti-auto attack carry because of the counter strike. It can negate a lot of auto attack damage. because of that, they have to kind of watch out for that counter strike should they want to go in for any target. And right now, Golden getting hooked down to about half health, and XXF has no choice but to come in to rescue this little helicopter.
Yeah, and what KLH has to do in the early parts of the game is to actually snowball the, like I said, snowball the advantages in their favor, and it seems that the rotation from BB and J is going to actually take them to the bot lane to try to take the second turret in favor of the Azubu Taipei Assassins.
Right, once again now, Taipei Assassins moving into the mid lane, and we do see an explosive card coming in from Warning earlier, as you know, he just wants to get out of there, don't want to go into a 3v1 action. And we do see Golden having to back out just because of how low he is.
Yeah, and the pressure that the Azubu Taipei Assassins is able to put out this early in the game kind of shows how strong and how good they are in their rotations. They have allowed Dinton to kind of farm up, harass the mid lane, kind of push Golden's back a bit, and now he has come to siege the bot lane of the KLH and manages to pick up the second turret of the game.
Right, we do see Archie now going one-on-one against Wallens right here. Is it gonna be
amount of damage?
That's right. So this little trade-off right here, but Wallens now being revealed because he came in with the auto attack. It does look like Archie will take Wallens out with ease, and there was a straight 1v1 action without much interference.
What was that rat doing there? I mean, Jax can easily take down Twitch at this stage of the game.
Right, I didn't know what, I wasn't quite sure what he was thinking about as well. And we do see once again IP Assassins grouping up in the mid lane, and this is something that we have seen in the past minute as well. You know, just going in with a 3-man, just bulldozing down any lane that it please.
Oh, the advantages is really snowballing in the favor of the Azubu Taipei Assassins. I mean, KLH has not been able to actually snowball the early advantage which they hoped to take because they didn't really win their lanes. They opted for the Taipei Assassins opted for the 2v1 swap, and it has worked in their favor.
Right, and I like what Dinter, his movement is. Dinter goes as he pleases. He went to the bottom lane to take out the bottom turret. He tried to put some pressure into the mid lane. And right now, actually, we do see Archie in a bit of trouble as he gets caught up by Red Hot Race and Wallens, but just leaping out of the way, and once again with the flash, just cancelling any effects that the Crow Storm could do.
And yeah, he escapes that gang of silver, and Golden's being taken extremely low, the exhaust being powered onto him. Will Morning be able to pick up a kill? And no, Golden's kind of escaped with about 200 HP.
Right, must be the Ruby Crystal just doing some work.
Yeah, how as the game kind of progresses in the favor of the Azubu Taipei Assassins, how do you like the new sounds coming in when you kill a minion? Ching! You hear that?
Like cashing in everything.
Cashing in, it sounds like the casino.
Yeah, casino, man. You're just cashing in every time you kill something. Kind of like a slot machine as well. And right now, BB looking to take some more gold for himself as he goes head on to Tainted One, but Tainted One's still pretty much healthy. So even though he got taken down at about half health, he's not going to go down to the hands of BB yet.
And the commanding map control coming in from the Azubu Taipei Assassins, I feel that this is gonna slowly snowball into the favor of the Assassins, and it seems that KLH does not really know what to do because their AD carries have not been able to pick up the core items to actually become a threat to any of the damage dealers on Azubu Taipei Assassins, and it just seems that the early goal lead coming in from the Assassins from the 2 kills as well as the 2 towers early is just too formidable.
Right, but you have to remember this is pretty much still a low kill count game. So if the Kuala Lumpur Hunters could get one good team fight in, they could possibly, you know, just come back ahead on this one. But I like what Azubu is doing. They are not even actively searching for those team fights. They're just going in with small skirmishes, going for 3-man actions like what we are seeing once again as they take out this bottom turret. So Dinter just pushing on ahead ever so quickly. So right now they do have that 3 turret advantage as we what KLH have, which is only one turret.
Yes, and I really like the choice of putting Mundo, Janna, and Vane into one. Split push, kind of a group together to push, and here we have some action in the mid lane, but nothing much. Morning being very safe there. And as I was saying, the Janna shield provides AD for Vane. The steroid from Mundo also provides AD, and the cleavers provide a very good siege potential. And finally, if they need to kite, they have the master of kite, Janna.
Master of kite.
Mistress of kite.
Mistress of kite. Be sure she's not just blowing things around. I don't know.
Well, she blows me away definitely.
She blows you away.
Yeah, blows me away.
Okay, I see what they did there. And right now we do have all members of, not all members actually, 3 members of Taipei Accidents back into the mid lane once more, and they're gonna try to take out the only outer turret that stands in their way. As we do see Archie slowly farming up his advantage. He is having a good advantage actually, having 40 CS ahead of his opponent Tainted ones. It does look like he wants to go back to, you know, spend some cash.
Yeah, and it seems that the core items have already been picked up on the side of the Azubu Taipei Assassins. Vane has gotten the Blade of the Ring King, and sooner or later Archie is going to pick up his Trinity Force the moment he actually kind of goes back. He wants to do the Tainted ones, and let's just see how much damage he's able to.
He wants to do the Tainted ones.
I mean, he wants to deal the Tainted ones, not do the Tainted ones. I know you want, you know, Janna to blow some people away.
Well,
Jeez.
I can't say much about that. Well, Archie now having a bit of trouble against Tainted ones. We do see Golden's XXF all coming in onto Archie right here. He is just dueling in the ball in the third range, and Tainted ones now going down to Morning. And BB now putting some good work onto Golden. So a counter initiation coming in from TPA does make some good work. Now Wallen's coming in with the spray and pray. Is he gonna reach BB and Archie in time? Does look like Archie still lingering around. Maybe wants to buy some time for BB. And the field coming in for Wallen, but it's not gonna stop him. And BB now in a bit of trouble, goes down to Wallen's in the exchange. No, actually XXF picks that up probably from the red buff. So overall, just a 3 for 2 exchange.
Yeah, but notice the fact that Kuala Lumpur Hunters kind of came up, you know, even in that trade, but they did not manage to pick up any objectives at all. And in the meantime, we had Dinter pushing into the mid lane, taking the turret, and now just wailing away at the second tier mid turret.
Right, it was kind of like a sloppy engage from both sides. They had a clear game plan. They wanted to go in, pick up Archie, probably take out the top turret, and then leave. While TPA on the side, they knew they could see the gang coming in, but they kind of just, you know, just messed up a little bit on the counter engage. That's why we do see some of the members going down, and overall quite a messy skirmish. But you know, in that sense, in that one exchange, TPA still managed to keep the top turret and apply some damage onto the mid lane in the turret as well. They are still kind of ahead in this sense.
Yeah, and look at that. The Athene's Unholy Grail on Gragas, the Trinity Force on Jax, as well as the Blade of the Ring King plus a Zeal on Vane. And from that 2 kills that Twitch actually got in the top lane, Walens has picked up also the Zeal and the Blade of the Ring King.
Yep, so this 2 kills kind of just bringing him back into this game, and it's quite important for him. Something that we didn't mention as well was that KLH kind of have a good team fight potential, if you ask me. You know, you can have XXF going with the Cataclysm, locking everyone in, and then go in for the spray and pray for Wallet. But at the same time, this engagement from Taipei Assassins is really off the charts, as we have Morning with the explosive cast and Jay, like we mentioned earlier, the monsoon, the power of the tsunami just blowing everybody away.
Yeah, and I remember the fact that KLH picked a double AD comp. I realized that their comp isn't fantastic for sieging at all, despite the fact that they have a Fiddlesticks, because Corki and Twitch does not have the longest of range, not like a poke comp such as Ezreal and Caitlyn, which we commonly see back in the day when they actually play double AD carry. So it kinda doesn't fit a siege comp, but I think they really want to go in for the team fights, as you said. Twitch with his spray and pay. Spray and pay. Gonna cash out with money
in the bank. And we do see Archie now going up against Cater once again in the top lane. And Golden now getting locked in with Damn, and Red Hot Race desperate to save his AD carry, as we do see Winter relentlessly going up against him, and XXF now getting caught out of position, and one kill job for Archie right there. And Cater once now having to pop that Dominus now. The explosive cast from Morning, not too sure whether that was the right decision, but nevertheless, they do pick up Red Hot Race in that one exchange.
You know, Morning knew that Red Hot Race was coming in with the Crow Storm, decides to knock everyone away, pick up the support and just walk off.
So he's like, no worry guys, I got this.
And not just walk off, they have started the Baron. This is a pre-20-minute Baron.
Sorry, but you have to take into account, we do have Jax and Bane as well. This captain traditionally known as fastest Baron takers in the game, and like
not forgetting Mundo, the infected cleaver's percentage health damage.
Yeah, that's right. So they have done this below 2-minute Baron, and this is just gonna bring them once again so much more ahead for Hunter.
And we may see an ambush here in the mid lane, but BB kind of uses you know, Cupid sensors, because he's using the heart seeker vein skin. I mean, he senses the heartbeat of violence coming in, the killer instinct coming in, the killer rat instinct. Yeah, Splinter not being able to pick up that kill on Tuve.
It's not his day. He has to go back down to Tuve and some training once again.
He needs to bring his turtles in.
Right.
No Ramus today.
That's right. So Archie,
wow, look at that view.
And
he picked up that kill.
Yeah, and Wallet now, is he gonna face some trouble? But does look like Archie don't want to overdo. And BB coming in with the teleport.
I just realized he picked up a teleport.
Right, something.
How did we miss that out?
I don't know, man. We were too distracted with Splinter. And now BB with that flash spear. Are they gonna be able to catch BB? And what a flash out of the Cataclysm to just go into safety. And it looks like it's a futile attempt for KLH to just destroy TPA up in the top lane. Oh, there you go, the Tsunami cancelling out the
Tsunami. When did the Howling Gale become a tsunami?
I have no idea, man. It just looked so strong and so destructive.
Yeah.
Just became
blown away by China once again.
Blown away, man. Too strong, man.
And in that time, we actually have Morning as well as Dinter pushing in the mid and the top and the bot turret, and they kind of deal some, you know, significant amount of damage to those turrets as well. So KLH has completely no answer for the aggression, and you know, TP is just not backing off in any way or form, you know, at all.
They don't have to, man. They have the Baron Bar, man. They have all the advantages in the world they need to end this game. And right now, KLH have been some weird position, and what a flash over the edge to get out safely. But they did blow a flash in the attempt, so
yeah. And Morning actually kind of airballed that explosive cast there. I mean, it wasn't some of the best explosive cast, but still, you know, nothing to lose from that burn, because the cooldown on the explosive cast is relatively short.
Right, and you know, having that Holy Grail as well, with that extra cooldown reduction, just gonna make sure that his cast just comes back in time. And right now it's at about half cooldown already, so not too much of a hassle for him. We do see once again Taipei Assassin sieging up the top turret, as we have BB kind of just pushing on his own in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, BB has made some fantastic rotations, has come at the right time, picked up some core kills as well as assists, and it seems like KLH does not know what to do. They want to fight, they can't get a good engage, and he disengaged, as you said, coming in from the Taipei Assassins from the explosive cast as well as the Monsoon is just, you know, it kind of negates all that dive potential coming in from XXF and the tainted ones. Not forgetting Red Hot Race with the Crow Storm.
Right, but it does look like the Taipei Assassins, they're just relentlessly chase, and right now we do see BB wanting to do some damage onto Goldens, and hope, you know, with good effect as well. He's been dropped to about a third of his HP, and at the same time create enough distraction for the rest of his entire team to take up the top inner turret as well. So right now they are in a commanding lead.
Yeah, what is KLH doing? I mean, they need to engage. They know this because they need to engage. It's either now or never. They are 12,000 gold behind, and you know they have to engage sooner or later. If not, they're just gonna keep losing and bleeding turrets. Look at that. The mid lane turret already going down. The inhibitor turret finally taken out, and the first inhibitor turret goes down at the 24-minute mark. And KLH has no answer at all.
Right, look at what Dinter is doing. He is going as he please, but he's gonna take too much damage from that, and he's still going on to Tainted Ones. And the rest of the team just sieging up in the inhibitor. So what is KLH's response to this? But we are kind of fearful of what the Azubu TPA can do, so they decided to just play it safe, hop into the back line, and hopefully get someone out of position.
I don't know how they're gonna hop into the back line. First attempt, they're gonna be blown away by Jenna. Second attempt, they're gonna be blasted away by the explosive cars, and anyone who tries to get onto BB will just be condemned away, so you're kind of condemned to lose.
Wow.
I really have no idea what they're gonna do.
Good observations as well, good way to put it.
Jeez. They have to flank TPA somehow. They have to pull off some kind of pincer move, some kind of miracle. Maybe come in with a, you know, ambush on Wallens, and side initiation from Red Hot Race. But you know, I really don't know what they can do.
Right, so right now Dinter taking out the dragon on himself, but in exchange KLH taking what they desperately need, which is one of his third objectives. They did trade the dragon out for that, but with that hopefully they do come back with some map control. And we do see KLH, are they going to go for a cheese strategy? And right now we do see Jay getting jumped on by XF right there, and the Storm gets used out. BB is the one in trouble, and Tainted was going all in with the Dominos, but Morning still healthy and alive. BB with the double buff now picking up the kill onto Tainted One, and now Morning coming back to the rescue onto BB right there, and Archie with the counter strike locking everyone into place. That's a double kill for BB right there. The two remaining of members of KLH now struggling to keep alive. That's a triple kill for BB right there. And the quadra kill, it does look like it's not going to be a penta for him, or is BB going to continue on with the chase?
It doesn't seem like BB is able to catch on to Goldens. That quadra kill though is most likely going to seal the game for the Taipei Assassins. The death timers aren't extremely long at this moment, but they will at least take the inhibitor from this, and they can easily transition to a Baron after this fight.
And it was a huge goal spike for BB as well, you know. He went from 1 kill to 5 kills, and with that pick up some good extra goal, 1.8k goal, so maybe he can go back and, you know, finish up a major item once again and go in for the Baron like you said earlier.
Yeah, I really like the item pickup coming in for BB, because the third item he actually got was a defensive item, which was a quick silver slash, and this enables him to actually cleanse the fear away, and that fear is one of the only things that's actually keeping BB from harm, because like I said, the initiation coming in from the side of KLH is easily negated by Morning as well as Jane.
So we do see Taipei Assassins once again go in for the Baron. It does look like Kuala Hunters are not around to try to stop this as well. So once again, one more free Baron for the side of Taipei Assassins, and Morning now taking away the golems, and he probably want to go in onto the ones as well, but doesn't want to risk too much. Don't want to throw away the advantage that they have.
Yeah, he doesn't want to throw any barrels away right now.
Yeah, he wants to throw the barrels, but he doesn't want to throw the game.
I see.
Yeah. And Kuala Hunters, the situation looking quite grim for them. They have to kind of make a miracle comeback. They want to just secure the game themselves.
I don't know what they can do, honestly. Look at the level disadvantage coming in. 17 on RG, 18 on Morning, 16 on BB compared to the 14 on Tainted Ones, 14 on Goldens and 14 on Wallens. They are outclassed this match. The Baron buff on Taipei Assassins, BB teleporting in with the Hex Drinker, picking out some more defensive items. It seems that they're just gonna push, brute force their way, take the Nexus turret, take the inhibitor, and you know, eventually go for the win. Look at that
explosive cast now landing onto the entire lineup of Kuala Lumpur Hunters. Now Archie going in with the counter strike as well. That was one kill quickly secured by Archie there. Wallen has to run for his life. And now BB, is he gonna be in some trouble taking some good turret damage, but eventually manages to back off after the double kill. Now XXF going in once again. Is that the right decision to do? It does look like he manages to survive one slit of health. All 5 members of the Taipei Assassins still alive and kicking, but they are pretty low, and Kuala Lumpur Hunters could kind of secure 1 or 2 kills from here, but it does look like the Baron buff are slowly and steadily regenerating up their health.
Did you see what Ditzel was doing there? He was kind of juggling the turret shots right outside the turret range, and he just, you know, allowed the Azubu Taipei Assassins to pick up the 2 Nexus turrets easily.
Right, so it does look like they will pick out the Nexus turret, and they just need to put on the finishing touches to complete their masterpiece in this game. And once again, the explosive cast landing on the bonus, and Archie just securing that for himself, and Red Hot, they wanted to go in with the Crow Storm, but just got face melted immediately.
No consolation kills at all on the side of Kuala Lumpur Hunters. It seems that, you know, KLH is kind of off of their game. They didn't really execute their game